are very excited to share our music with you, as always, and I'm so glad to have so many people here. This is wonderful. I have truly enjoyed working with your children over the years and other children that I've had before. I think the thing that comes to my mind first of all is I had 2 boys, and now I have 3 grandsons.
Wow.
You know, with the dogs and the cats and all of that. So I never got to know about girls. And I tell you, girls have a completely different energy than boys. So it's those of you who have both know exactly what I'm talking about. But I have enjoyed that part of it, and I have found that I really like working with children one-on-one. Put me in a classroom, and I just can't do it, but one-on-one, I really like it. So let's get on with it. We have mostly solos today, a few duets, just because they're fun. It's so much fun to share music, don't you think? Jacqueline's sister has been accepted into the VCU theater program, so she'll start this year. Congratulations to you, Renee. So, shall we begin? Because I'm having each child play all of the pieces instead of coming up and back and forth like we have done before.
You can hit it.
Yeah.
You can hit it. Yeah. When you're performing and you play a number of pieces one after another, you need a few seconds to get rid of one before you start playing the other. And after about the 4th one, your mind is really just, I don't even know, I never saw that before, you know, that kind of thing. So I will get up and say some blah, blah, blah about each piece to give them a chance to get, you know, from one piece to the other. So let's turn it on. Some of what you're going to hear today may not sound like very difficult pieces, but there are lessons to be learned and lessons that each person has to conquer, not only reading the notes, learning the rhythms, learning how to play sometimes 2 different rhythms with each hand, learning how to play one hand louder than the other. It's one of the most difficult things for a young person to do, oddly enough. So I'm going to try to point out some of those things that they've accomplished as we go on. But let's just start with Sia, the Galway Piper. Those of you who could see her could see that she was moving her hands. You know, when we start to play, we learn with our hands in one place. And then we move on to a second place, and then we find out that we can do that within a song. So that's not always easy to do. So, Getaway is from William Tell, you will recognize it. Some pedal work here. Go ahead. is a prayer. It's a little nice, gentle song, Kumbaya, that you may remember from many, many years ago when it was popular. And the thing that struck me about the song when I looked at it, it's got 2 different time signatures. There's 2 beats to a measure, and then there's 4 beats to a measure. And then there's 2 beats to a measure, and then there's 4 beats to a measure, which doesn't really affect you a whole lot until you come to the end and you wonder, how long am I supposed to hold this thing? So it's such a nice, gentle little song. One of the things I try to get these children to do is to listen to themselves when they're playing. So just to whack this song out and play it loud, it just doesn't carry what the song is supposed to be. So, it's supposed to be very smooth and legato. So Sia listened to herself, and the song is written where the bass notes repeat themselves over and over and over again. So we decided that it just sounds better if you hold the bass notes, hold that left hand, and let that sound carry instead of banging out that bass over and over. It just seems not in accordance with the song. So that's one of the things that we decided. I encourage them to listen to themselves and make those adjustments in their music all they want. I love it when they do that. It tells me there's more to the music for them than just rote learning and playing for me. So I'm going to play a little bass with this, which is really nothing. It's just repeating what she's playing, but it gives it a little fuller sound. Yes, you may. On Sia's program is Malagueña, which is a Spanish folk song, and it's another Malagueña from the one we're going to hear later from Katie. That simply means a Spanish dance, that term Malagueña, so there are lots of them. This is one of everybody's favorite songs. From memory. If you've ever taken piano, you may have had a teacher who required you to memorize. I can't, if you're, again, familiar with music, sonatina means a little sonata, and they're characterized by a lot of just back and forth bass. And this is one of those songs I was talking about where Miriam has learned to play her left hand more softly than her right hand, which is the tune. So that's what you want to hear. Kind of makes sense, right, Miriam? And she has worked very hard on that. This one also changes keys. So she's playing in the key of C for a while, and then switches over to the key of G to add that F sharp in there. Kim that we all know and love, and she does a wonderful job with that as well. And you all know that, so I don't have anything else to say about that. We're going to do a duet over the rainbow, and I don't think she's going to burst into song, but don't be surprised if she does.
is starting out with America the Beautiful, which involves a lot of chord inversions, which is you take the standard chord, a third on top of a third, and you take the bottom note, put it on the top. There's a second inversion where you take the, anyway, I won't go on into all that, but instead of just playing regular chords, Kuba's playing some chord inversions, so that's really nice. Piece is called the Imperial March, but it's the Darth Vader theme song. And we worked very hard on trying to get it to sound evil. And like the, the ultimate bad guy. This is one of those pieces where Kuba and I kind of experimented, and he's playing up an octave and down an octave, and he's playing here and he's playing there. So we took the piece, and he listened to himself playing it and listened to the piece and put it together in his own way, which I think is fantastic. So, take it away. Kuba's next piece is a more rhythmic piece. I don't know if you've ever played in syncopation. I never played this kind of modern music when I learned. I pretty much learned just classical pieces for the most part. You hit the rhythm on a different note besides beat 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's in an unexpected place. It might be on an and, or beat 3 instead of beat 1, or beat 2 instead of beat 1. And you might have a rest in an odd place. So this kind of stuff is very hard for me to learn. I have to just sort through it and kind of get it, and then I can get it. But Kuba liked this one right away. So we decided to do this for his recital piece. that Katie and I like to do when she comes for her lessons is to listen to some of these pieces, because I'm not as familiar with the literature at this level as I am with the books that I normally use. So Katie was working on this piece, and she was playing and playing and playing, and then we listened to somebody play it, and it was like lightning. You know, Katie was, whoa. So she's done a very nice job with this, I think. I will try familiar to many of us, Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. This is another piece that we listen to. You know, when you listen to a piece and you take your music and you listen to someone play and you follow along with your music and hear what their interpretation is, and then you find somebody else who's played it and you do the same thing, take your music and listen to how they're playing, then you can make those decisions for yourself and make your own interpretation. I've had people tell me that you shouldn't play a big piece like this until you're 25 years old or 30 years old and you've had some life experience. I don't buy into that. I think if you learn a piece when you're young, you've got your whole life to interpret it. And you know the basics of it, you know the notes, you know the rhythms. You can go to a concert and hear other people play it and you say, oh, I can play that. Oh, but listen to how they played that. Oh, I like that better. Or I know it's marked pianissimo right here, but I don't like it that way. I'm going to play it that way. And many of these markings in our music were not made by the composers. They were made by editors later. So I think it's fantastic that these children are able to listen and do more than just play. And they can internalize it, and you've got your entire life to go back to these pieces and play them again, and maybe play them in a different way. So here is our one of my favorite composers, one of my husband's favorite composers. This nocturne is such a lovely piece with so many moods, and as with all of Chopin's nocturnes, it's just full of accidentals. That's when you think you have a note all settled, and oh no, it's going to be flat or natural or sharp this time around. So he just was all about that, I think. So this is a piece that I actually played in one of my recitals some years ago, so I have special fondness for it. 2 notes, or 2/8 notes with one hand against 3 notes with the other hand. Oh no, 1 beat. So it's like this. And then maybe making one faster than the other or louder than the other. So that's quite an accomplishment, to be able to do that, but a lot of us struggle with. Katie's last piece is especially for her grandfather. It's Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsody, which in its original form by the composer is just yikes. One of those big pieces, but we found an arrangement that is well suited to Katie. I think you will enjoy it. Treats that they should feel free to come and play the piano and sing a tune or whatever it is that they feel like doing. So they may give us a concert after the concert. There's plenty to enjoy on the table, and a friend of mine made some cookies that I need to point out to you because they're in the shape of musical notes and flowers and butterflies. Those are in the kitchen, but the musical notes are in the dining room. So lots of good things to eat. My husband's getting started, but if you will just take wraps off of things and enjoy yourself and make yourselves at home, you're welcome to do so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
He wants to say
Very good.
I thought you saw the section. see anyone over.
I was there.
Section.
You did well.